Hi, it's Chris from Epix Systems here again. This is an introductory video to our mobile timesheet portal. The mobile timesheet portal is web-based and will run from any browser, so you can access this on any phone, tablet or computer regardless of the manufacturer or operating system. And the portal will allow you to simply enter the date and the times that you've spent on site against a particular job, so basically meaning that you don't have to complete a manual timesheet anymore. Now, to access the timesheet portal, somebody in your office should send you a login link and your username and password. So here in my email program I now have a link where I can click here to access the mobile timesheet portal, and I'll also have my username and password, which I've blanked out for purposes of the video. So I would just simply click where it says click here to access the system. As you can see, that's loaded up now into a web browser page here, where we would now enter our username and password. As you can see, I've now completed my username and password, so if I just simply hit the login button now, I'll be taken into the mobile timesheet portal. Now, the screen that you're looking at here, if you have already done some timesheet entries for the week, these would be shown on screen here. However, of course, because this one is an empty timesheet entry at the moment, it's saying that there are none recorded yet. And you get some instructions here of which buttons to press for whichever task you need to do right now. And the buttons that you require are at the bottom of the screen here. So this button here with the pound sign in it, this is where you will record a timesheet entry for a visit, so where you've been on site to an actual job. If you want to record an absence, whether that be a holiday or a medical appointment or anything like that, such as college days as well could be included there, then you click on the little I symbol here. And finally, the button on the right here is the door, and that one exits you out of the system. It will log you out. So I'll just demonstrate that one for you now. So clicking on there takes us out, and we have to log back into the portal again. So now we're logged back into the portal, we can now start to record our timesheet entries for the week. So if we were to click onto the pound sign at the bottom of our screen here, that takes us into the job search screen, where in this search bar that we have here, we can now type details of the job. So if I click into there and I type my test job here, as I type the word test, we can see the test site and the test client is a match. So it's pulled through this information, but I could have also typed in the job number, the full postcode, or indeed details of the job, and that would also start to show some results. So once the job or jobs that are listed here are the ones that you're after, you can then select on one of those to start recording your time. So all we do is we click into the date field here, and we select the most appropriate date for our visit. So I'm going to say I was there yesterday. And then we choose our start time for the visit that we were on site for, and the end time. So if we click into start time first, let's say we began work at 8 AM. If we click in at the end time, and then I finished at 5 PM, and press set to confirm that. The time selectors may look slightly different depending on what device you're using. So if you're using an iPhone, then it will look a little bit different than the clock that you saw here on that screen. If you need to, you can also record some comments for your office. That's just in relation to your working day. So if there's a note you want to add to this job, anything particular about the job or to do with this timesheet entry, you can put that in here. Of course, if you've made a mistake and you don't want to save this entry, you can press on the red cancel button, but if you're happy with what you've typed in, you press the green save button. And that will now record that timesheet entry. So on the timesheet for the week, we can now see that we have an entry for the date that we've just entered. There's an edit pencil here, so if you click back onto that edit pencil, you can now step back in and make changes if you've made a mistake. And finally, the only bit that we haven't covered is the recording of a non-job activity, or an absence booking, for example. So if you've not been working on a site or on a particular job, but you do need to record on your timesheet that you were perhaps on holiday or had a medical appointment, you can do that. And you can do that by clicking on the I symbol at the bottom of the screen there. So let's say, for example, I want to say that I was at the dentist's this morning between 8 o'clock and 9. I could put my start time in as 8 AM, set the end time as 9 AM, and then put in the reason in the description as the dentist's. And once I'm happy, I would then click onto the save button to save that entry. And that will now record in the same way it did for the timesheet on the job. It will show that we were at the dentist's here. So basically all you need to do is throughout your working week is you will add in either recording time on a site or recording non-job activities to build up your timesheet exactly the same way that you would do using a paper copy. And finally, as always is the case, if you do have any questions about anything you've seen on our video here today, don't hesitate to give us a shout.